I guess I was so desperate, I had to look for a drought-tolerant plant. I finally shifted my paradigm. And then when I did, lavenders came in the picture. It kept on coming up, you know. And of course it was, oh, he's crazy. This guy is crazy. Of course, when we started doing the product after, when everything started rolling, I said, you know what, I'm getting too old for this kind of running around looking for business. Let's bring the people to the farm. And then that's when it all began. And that was 4 years ago. And so, and then now I did not know it was Agtourism until we went to the Ag conference. And so I thought, well, it's just a form of survival, what I was doing. And I started to think, well, isn't so this Agtourism, now it has a name. But then, so we decided now we got to educate the public. You know, this is a whole new paradigm in agriculture. You know, and so then there it was. So we decided, okay, let's have the tea tour first. And then the tea tour came, and then, I mean, it was successful. We opened 7 days a week now for this. It's just a full experience sharing the crop that's in the fields. Of course, everything is presented very well in our gardens. It's not just an ordinary farm. It's just everything has presentation to it. And so I feel like, you know, if you're gonna bring people up, you have to make it worthwhile for them to come and see your ag lands and see them done in a, you know, upscale conditions. And then I look at it, ag. Who wants to do ag? Nobody wants to do ag anymore. They were all failing. So why not be creative and romanticize the whole thing? So this is why the whole romanticizing thing is here with the plants, and everybody goes out and they feel so happy with the, you know, the plants and the flowers and the products we're making. A lot of people that come to us didn't even know you could cook with it. So we had opened other directions in the culinary side, you know, with the lavenders. But we have to look at the next motion if we're going to stay in business. I gave myself 10 more years at this. So I intend to make it a real full 10 years, you know. And then the good part about it, there's a marketing side. So here comes Lani. So she's the marketer, and without this, I mean, I'm a farmer. I mean, I don't have the time to go out there marketing. I used to do that before when I was doing only wholesale. But in the meantime, you know, Lani comes along, and so it pushed our company to the even higher levels, because marketing and branding is very necessary.
What happened is when Ali came with his 40 years in farming, and then I came with my 28 years in tourism. When we came together, it was a very, very powerful union. And what we wanted to do is we set our business model where we wanted to empower the community while we grew. So, you know, as we grew, we wanted everybody else to grow with us. And how could we do that? How could we pull everybody in? So we went after all of the home-based businesses here in our community, and we partnershiped with them to create our value-added products. And that proved to be such a win-win situation, because we didn't have the labor to create the jellies, etc. We didn't have the bottling facility, nor did we have the certified kitchens. We didn't have the recipes, but we did have the lavender. And so we would take it over to our jelly maker, and she was excitedly challenged by creating a lavender lilikoi jelly or a lavender poha jam. And she took on the challenge, and we would give it to her, and then the following week we just reversed the truck and just load up all the cases in there. And what was nice is that we had a product that we needed. She had a new product which she didn't have to market. We marketed it all, and we were able to sell many times more for her than she could sell for herself. And what ended up happening for her is that she was able to get the part-time help she needed, and she was able to purchase equipment that she couldn't afford prior to us coming in. What we did is we duplicated that 25 times within our community. So we have people doing the dressings for us, somebody making the goat milk soap, somebody else, even Rosalani ice cream, they do our lavender mango sherbet. And we went further than that. We started to enlarge our community by going to Big Island Candies and having them do our lavender brownies and our lavender chocolate truffles. We went to Kauai and we had them do our lavender shortbread cookies. And so we started to include as many as we could. And then when we found how easy it was, the value added side just soared for us. So we were able to collect anywhere from 6 to 8 times more on a value-added product than we could when we just sold the raw crop. And an example of that is we could sell a bunch of lavender for $20, or we could use that same bunch and put it in lavender poha jam and collect $120. So we got the math and we realized that the survival tactic was there, and that's all we had to do was just keep turning the product again and creating this opportunity for as many people as we could. Once we realized and learned how to add value to both our farm as well as the business and really empower the community, we really felt compelled to teach others how to do it too. So it's one thing adding value to our farm, but really the ultimate goal for Ali'i and I was to be able to train others to add value to their farms. And that is a key component to what we do today.
It kind of, I think the last conference actually, where there were speakers on agritourism. In fact, it was Ali Kula Lavender gave a good talk on what they were doing, and I think Melvin.
It was started with maybe 5 years ago when I visited Ali Kula Lavender Farm, and I saw how professional they were in presenting what they had. It really left a memory in me, really strong on that. I thought they were the best ones in marketing that I have seen up to that point. And when I saw her at the conference 2 years ago, that's the time I mentioned to Kylie, if you want to get some good help, go ask Lonnie. And Lonnie then was really busy, and at first I didn't think Lonnie and Ali would even consider consulting or helping us to our project, but Kylie asked her later on, and then to our surprise, they said they were very happy to help us with our project, and here we are now.
As time goes on, you realize that we have 4 children. If they want to be a part of this place, you better drum up enough businesses so that they can be included. And we've been fortunate in some of the things we've tried have succeeded, many of them have not. Well, first of all, we wanted bed and breakfast. The girls wanted to do a bed and breakfast. After about 2 weeks, they decided they didn't want to do bed and breakfast. Okay, so that was easy to close up because that's a cottage that we have on the place that we have visitors stay in. And well, then we have the evening at Kahua, where people come up here for a barbecue evening. And the numbers of people that we currently have run from a low of 60 to a top of about 150. And we have them 3 to 4 times a week. So it gets a little tiring on some of the people who have to man that, because currently the bus arrives about 5:30 and they leave about 8:15. And it's all catered. And the caterer has a liquor license, so we serve wine and beer here. The ranch does not have a liquor license. What we're doing, we're permitting people from the United States a chance to see a part of Hawaii that they will never see. That we are not part of beaches, ocean, hula dancing, none of that's here. They see the real old Hawaii. We started, I guess it's been 10 or 15 years ago, working with Peter Merriman on providing lamb to Merrimans in Waimea. This was before he moved to Maui, before he had another shop or another restaurant, the King Shop. We've been going ever since.
The reason I got into ag tourism was because I was going out and visiting farmers, and I realized how exceptional of an experience that was. And I kept thinking, every time I go visit a farmer, I come back and go, wow, how fortunate am I? These are really neat people, they're doing really neat things in very interesting locations. Often the farmers themselves don't appreciate how interesting of a situation they have. And I was fortunate because I was pursuing locally raised products to go out and visit many of these farmers over years. I mean, it's been 15, 18 years now at Merriman's we've been doing this. And after a while I started thinking, boy, how could I share this experience with the people who come to Hawaii? Because I think there is a lot more to Hawaii than just the white sand beaches. Our white sand beaches are fabulous, and then everybody's learning now, I think, about Hawaiian ancestry and so forth. But then another deep-seated part of the culture of Hawaii is this agricultural community. And the contemporary agricultural community is every bit as interesting, if not more interesting, than the traditional agricultural community in Hawaii, which was primarily an export industry. And now with the agriculture being geared towards consumption in our local restaurants and grocery stores, there's a much more diverse group of people who are growing things, and the things that they're growing are more diverse, which means that you have a whole new mindset and approach to how you get to these products. And that formula, that recipe, is a very interesting recipe. You put that all in the oven, bake it up, and you come out with a real interesting afternoon for someone to go and visit one of these farms. So that's really what stimulated me. I just felt the ability to share that experience with other people was so unique.
Okay, 15 years ago when we first got the farm, we were just going to be cherry farmers, and we figured out quickly that we couldn't make any money just being cherry farmers. So we decided to take it all the way to roasted. Then we were one of the first to come up with an internet website, and had we were looking at different avenues for expanding our business, and so the website was really good. And we people started wanting to come up to the farm, see what we actually did, and it is a working farm, so it was giving them an experience, and it takes at least 2 hours to run them through everything. We go out through the coffee, we explain the coffee, how it's picked, only the ripe red beans, and hopefully it's during the season where they can actually see that stuff in action. Sometimes our pickers would be up here and they'd really enjoy watching the pickers. Sometimes we strap a picking basket on them and say, here, you have at it. And so we'd take them out there. We'd also take them out to the macadamia nuts. We have a small herd of hair sheep out there, bred for the tropics, and St. Croix and Barbados. And the sheep are real friendly, and they come up and they crack a mac nut for them, and they'd love to munch on them. And so the people really got an experience with with farm animals, and not just coffee, but with the mac nuts also. And then we take them up, we'll show them the Hoshidana, our drying decks, and what happens with coffee cherry after it's pulped and fermented. Show them our pulping mill, how the coffee gets weighed and logged in, and the fact that we buy coffee cherry from 8 other farms, and how we keep it all separate. We do all of our marketing based on, we have this master label, and then we have a little insert that goes into it. Tells people which coffee it is, which roast it is. Agtourism is just starting to blossom, at least here in Kona. I know there are people that email us right now. We have a notation on our website about the farm tours that we have. But I get emails, I book tours via email. Right now we're getting a lot of people that come in on the tour boats, tour ships, what do you call it? Cruise ships. And they'll actually rent a car. They'll go from the pier all the way out to the airport, rent a car, and drive down here specifically to do the farm tour.